Okay, ready? Okay, we're on.
This meeting is being held in conformance with the Sunshine Law. Notice of time, date, and place has been furnished to the Bergen Record and the Ridgewood News. Notice has also been posted on the bulletin board of the administration building. Will the clerk kindly take the roll?
Mayor Giordano?
Here.
Ms. Saracola?
Here.
Mr. Schatz?
Here.
Mrs. Sherman?
Here.
Everyone kindly stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us have a moment of silence for all wounded veterans and all veterans across our country who have given the ultimate sacrifice of serving our country to keep us free so we could assemble the way we are tonight. And since this is the last meeting of 2023, let us have a moment of silence also for all our Waldwick citizens who passed away this past year. Would the clerk kindly do the prayer?
Dear Lord, grant us your guidance and wisdom. Let this meeting be conducive to unity and fairness, and may our actions reflect our agenda that assists our borough's needs, not our personal goals and needs. In his name, amen.
Amen. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our council meeting, the last council meeting for the year. Under my report, just a couple of things. I would just like to thank Kelly and Tatiana and our administrator and everyone that helped with the tree lighting ceremony. I think it was a great success this year. A lot of people were very surprised of what took place. Every year we try to make it bigger and better. I would like to thank Terry for being with me there at the ceremony, with also Councilman-elect Brennick and also Councilman-elect Joe Martinello. Also, I would like to thank Ms. Sherman and everybody who was with the menorah lighting ceremony too, which was on Thursday. We've been very busy with ceremonies for the year, and it's a good thing because we get to meet our residents, we get to hear from them, and we get to enjoy their company. Also, it is with deep regrets that I announced that on December 4th of this month, Don Chalero has resigned as a council member here in the borough of Waldwick. Don Chalero sent a letter to our clerk as per the rules or the law of the state, and he just told us that he cannot give 100% of his self to us due to work and other conflicts, so he felt it was only in the right interest or the best interest to resign as a councilman. There's a rule, there's a way of which we have to elect someone to take his place, so I will let the I will let the clerk tell us what that is.
So basically what happens when I receive the letter from the council member, the county committee of the party in which that person was gets to select 3 names. They have their own procedure where they select 3 names and vote on those, and then they give those names to me, and I provide them to the council, and then the council has 30 days from the vacancy to make an appointment. So we will consider, or the council will consider this appointment to fill this vacancy at a special meeting on Tuesday, December 19th at 6 o'clock. So I'm going to need to do a resolution to advertise that special meeting. Provided that's okay with everybody, we can do it via Zoom. Some of us will be here, but if you can't be here and you can call in, or we can do Zoom if that's easier for people. You can't do it at all.
I can't do it until 6:30 the earliest.
Okay,
You want to do 6:30?
Is that
Okay.
right, 6:30?
That's fine with me.
Everybody all right?
6:30
Either here or on
Tuesday.
Zoom. 6:30.
Tuesday the 19th.
Next Tuesday.
Okay. So
And just so everyone knows, when this process started, myself and the council have no control over it. We don't know nothing what goes on. All we know is there was a meeting, 3 names were selected, it was forwarded to the clerk, and as of, I think, yesterday, the clerk told us who the 3 names are. So now we have to do what we have to do to fill that vacancy. Am I correct?
that is correct.
Okay.
So we're just going to need a resolution 2023-248 to advertise a special meeting for Tuesday, December 19th, 6:30 PM. I will do Zoom and some of us will be here in person.
Right.
Okay? So I just need a motion and a second for that.
Do I have a motion? And we have a second by Paul. All those in favor? All those opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
Also, keep in mind that tonight, our meeting does not end tonight. We just walk away from the podium or the dais here, and it's picked up again at the reorg meeting. Before the reorganization meeting, we have the ending of this meeting, in which we honor our outgoing council, we honor Citizen of the Year, and then we will close the meeting then, and then we will pick up our reorg meeting in which everyone will be sworn in. That meeting will be on Saturday, the first Saturday after New Year's, which is, I think, the 6th.
It's the 6th at 12.
It's the 6th at 12 noon here in the council chamber. And that's all I have to report. Fire and Police Protection Committee, Sarah Cola.
Thank you, Mayor. I was also at the tree lighting on Friday.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It was a great event, and I wanted to talk about the fire department and police being involved as well. So beginning with the fire department, since the last meeting, they've responded to 21 calls for service. The calls range from fire alarms, carbon monoxide alarms, odors of gas, motor vehicle accidents, and mutual aid requests. Last Friday night, we assisted with the tree lighting ceremony, and they noted that it was beautiful, one of the best in years, which I definitely agree with. So thank you to everybody that planned that and made that event possible. Last weekend, members assisted the Lions Club by escorting Santa around town, and then this week kicks off the annual Operation Santa event. So residents that wish to drop off gifts for their family members, it will be happening on Tuesday and Wednesday night at Company 1 between 6 to 9 p.m. Santa will then deliver all the gifts this Saturday, the 15th. The officers and members of the fire department would like to thank the mayor, council, and town employees for all they do for the fire department, especially for the purchase of the new tower ladder. And lastly, we'd like to wish everyone a safe, healthy, and happy holidays and New Year. For the police department, on December 1st, they completed mandatory domestic violence training. On the 3rd, they attended the Holiday for Heroes ceremony at the Friends Veterans Home. And following the ceremony, each town is presented with a wreath for outdoor display, which the chief sent me a picture. It's outside here. It looks very nice. On the 7th of the month, they presented the 2024 PD operating budget request to the administrator and CFO. On the 8th, they assisted Saddle River Police with a rollover and car fire on Route 17 North. Utility poles and wires were affected, as was the morning rush hour traffic. On the 8th, they also attended the tree lighting. The weather was good and a very nice event, well attended. The only negative event of the night was that the Grinch stole the extension cord to the tree after it was lit. I'm sure some of us saw that. He was quickly apprehended by the police department and escorted from the scene. There's a video on the police department Instagram if anyone missed that. On the 9th, Sergeant Garcia conducted a DWI patrol. There were no arrests. And in January, Lieutenant Seeker will be attending the NJSA's COP Command and Leadership Academy starting in January. The curriculum was developed through the United States Military Academy at West Point in collaboration with highly experienced law enforcement practitioners and specialists. The class meets once a week for 13 weeks at the Morris County Public Safety Training Academy in Morris Plains. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Public Safety Committee, Mr. Sherman.
Pardon me. Thank you very much. Wall background report for the month of November 2023. They answered 43 calls, which were responded to by 18 members. One member went on 32 of those 43 calls. 30 of the calls, the ambulance was en route in under 5 minutes. And the patient's ages range from 1 to 99 years of age. They took patients to Hackensack, Newbridge Medical Center, and Valley Hospital. 10 of their 43 calls were to the Bristol, with a total of 80 calls year to date to the Bristol. 4 of those calls were in the middle of the night, with the earliest being 2:25 a.m. They did stand by at the Christmas tree lighting ceremony held at Borough Park. Let's see, their electrical issues are still ongoing. they're trying an experiment to pinpoint exactly what's happening, and they're looking at options to monitor the situation. The electricians were unable to find the problem because it's sporadically happening, but they're going to investigate ways to figure it out. The Waldeck just mailed their fundraising letter for the month of December. I'm sure you all received it in your mail. I ask you in this season of giving to consider donating to the Waldeck. They rely solely on donations to purchase their ambulances and medical supplies to pay for their training classes. And I ask and they ask that you please consider a donation to them. I know they're extremely grateful with any money they receive, and they give it right back to the residents. Let's see. Okay, the ambulance corps is looking forward to the renovation of their bathrooms and kitchen. I'm sure those bids are coming back in. They're also keeping up hope for their sprint car to be given to them at near the beginning of 2024. And that's all I have for now. I'll have more later. Thank you.
Thank you. Building and Grounds Committee, Mr. Schatz.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, I attended the planning board meeting on December 6th, and we had one application. Big Gnome Building Corp was doing a subdivision, which was passed, and another, there was no resolutions on that. As far as this building grounds, we have the water treatment systems here for the PFAS. We received the bulk of the pipe order this week, which is great. And we're moving along nicely. The pipe is being installed around Malcolm Street Pump Station, and we began to start towards the HCA Park run, which is a long run. And then they're also going to be the next the PFAS public notice was approved and will be mailed out next week. We also had the Hudson Farnard Road project on the bid grant, and we'll be working on those. The Bureau of the Public Health Commission office space over here that has gotten chosen their furniture, and they're working towards finalizing the bids. At that point, then we'll start working on those. They also have Schuler Road management is going to be held on hold for the capital budget this year. Waldeck, the work as Councilman Sherman mentioned, the work is going into bids right now, and they're waiting for those to come in. As soon as they get that, we will move along to that as well. Otherwise, that's it for now.
Thank you very much. Consent resolutions and resolutions of the governing body.
Department heads? No.
Oh, I'm sorry. You want to talk?
I don't know. Steve's first.
Administrator, would you like to talk?
I always like to
I
talk.
figured we keep it quiet.
Thought I was getting away with it there. Thank you, Mayor. Just to touch on the PFAS public notice that went out, it did hit mailboxes, so you should have it. We got a couple calls. So if anyone has calls, questions, concerns, please feel free to reach out to my office. I'd be happy to talk to you about it. We are in the middle of doing all of our budget meetings with all the department heads and different departments, which is going well so far, so we're looking forward to that. We're really going to dive in next month with everybody, starting in January. And we have a couple awards on for engineering projects for Malcolm Street Pump Station. You may have noticed there was some emergency repair work that had to be done just after Thanksgiving. That was taking care of. The pump station's back up and functioning properly, but we do want to get design work and engineering started on a full rehab of that project, which is why there's a resolution on for tonight. And lastly, I just want to end it with a special thank you to the Mayor, Council, the community, and especially Kelly and Tatiana for their work on the tree lighting. This was my first tree lighting with Waldwick, and I really enjoyed it. My kids loved it, so it was a really special event. So thank you all.
Since Kelly has a lot to say,
I don't have a lot to say. Resolution 2023-340. Oh, sorry, Al's going to yell at me. Resolution 2023-340 is a place-to-place transfer for Liquorland. We've received all the documentation and everything is in order for that transfer to take place. If you look at the resolution, it will be effective December 29th, and that's within the timeframe that this council can approve that. Toys for Tots, I want to thank all the residents who donated toys for the Allendale Waldwick PBA 217. We had not just the barrel, but we had toys overflowing, so that was really nice. And that was just here. They also had a bin over at police, and that was also filled. The 2024 calendars are at the printers. The good news about the 2024 calendars that when you receive them, they run January 2024 through January 2025. And we'll be doing that as we proceed with all of our calendars, so that if we are delayed in getting it to the printers, you'll still have January to put all of your appointments on. So it's just this year that you have to kind of wait. I do want to thank the mayor and council and our administrator for their support again this year for the annual Christmas tree lighting at Borough Park. We do try to do something different every year, and the horse-drawn carriage really was amazing. So we look forward to next year. We already have ideas that people have been giving us and our own ideas, so we look forward to that event. And I just want to wish everyone a happy holiday season and a safe and healthy, happy new year. Thank you.
Thank you. We forgot to thank Mr. and Mrs. Claus. Thank you very much.
Oh, yes.
Who was there with us. I think the kids had a very good time being asked questions by Mr. Claus about what they want for Christmas. And for what I understand is that when a lot of the kids, young children, were asked what they wanted, they never asked what they want for themselves. They always asked what they wanted for other people. Like my mother feeling better, my cousin getting more gifts. So it was good to hear young kids not worried about themselves, but worried about other people. And I think that is a testament to the parents that are raising the children very well. Consent resolutions and resolution, I'm sorry, the attorney, do you have anything?
Thank you, Mayor. Just real quick, there was a hearing last Friday in South Carolina on the PFAS settlement. I'm supposed to touch base, the attorneys that are handling this for us will touch base with me either later this week or next week to get an update on that, and then hopefully shortly after that there'll be some type of direction as to how funds can be distributed, how they're going to be distributed, how they're going to be split up in that whole process. So I'll have more information hopefully in the new year, beginning of the year. That's all, Mayor. We do have one item for closed session. Thank you.
Thank you. Now consent resolutions and resolutions of the governing body.
Be it resolved that the following resolutions herewith listed by consent, having been considered by the governing body of the Borough of Waldwick, are hereby passed and approved. 2023-333, approval of consent. 2023-334, approval of minutes, November 21st, regular meeting and closed session meeting. 2023-335, award a fair and open contract to DLS Contracting, Inc. for improvements to Hudson Ave and Bonner Place in the amount of $281,287.30. 2023-336, award a non-fair and open professional service contract to Boswell Engineering for Evergreen Street to Hemlock and Bergen Avenue to Sheridan Avenue for water main improvements in the amount of $28,000. 2023-337, award a non-fair and open professional service contract to the Land Conservancy of New Jersey for consulting services for an open space recreation plan in the amount not to exceed $15,000. 2023-338, endorsing resolution for the Bergen County Home Investment Partnerships Grant 2024 project for the Bergen County United Way Madeline House Housing Partners LLC for Waldwick Supportive Housing 289 Wyckoff Avenue. 2023-339, authorize a shared service agreement with Northwest Bergen County Utilities Authority for pump station inspection services for 2024-2025. 2023-340, approval of a place-to-place transfer of liquor license 0264-44-002-003. 2023-341, approval of the council reorganization meeting for Saturday, January 6, 2024. 2023-342, authorize a special budget meetings, various. 2023-343, approval of the 2024 floating holiday. 2023-344, cancellation of taxes for block 163.03 lot 30, and 2023-345, payment of vouchers.
Do we have a motion and a second to accept? Motion by Katie, second by Paul. Anyone have a question?
Me.
Yes.
On 2023-336, the Evergreen and Hemlock work, how is that gonna affect the brand new paving that was just put down on that road? Are we gonna repave the roads again? Because we all know what happens when you dig up a road, you always get a little sinkhole.
Yeah, this is for the design, so we're looking at our options. It looks like we will probably have to go on the road, which means we would have to trench it and pave it. We'd have to come up with the best option, if that's half of it or just the trench, what's gonna work best. Unfortunately, it was just repaved. But we are also looking into maybe going in the curb line there, in the grass strip. We just don't know if that's gonna be possible yet until we get the full design.
Okay, if we are going to dig up the road, I would request it be paved curb to curb to alleviate any sinkholes. I mean, the grass line would be the most ideal, but if that's not possible. And then, 2023-341, why are we doing that meeting on a Saturday?
You set it up, or what do you want to do on Saturday?
Because you asked me to.
I did?
Yes, that's why.
Okay, we're doing it on Saturday. Oh, the reorg meeting, you mean? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yes, because what's happening is, you're coming off of a holiday, and, to have a meeting right the next day, it's kind of hard to do anything like that. And we felt we'd give everybody enough time to get all the schedule in order.
Okay.
Is that a problem?
The reorg by law has to be within the first 7 days, so.
Yeah, it's just we never have a public meeting on a Saturday, and I wasn't expecting that, so I'll have to do some rearranging. Thank you.
Anyone else? Clerk, take the roll, please.
Ms. Sericola?
Yes.
Mr. Schatz?
Yes.
Mrs. Sherman?
Yes,
Public hearing, would the clerk kindly read ordinance number 2023-22?
Ordinance number 2023-22, an ordinance amending chapter 48 fees, section 91-12.2, vehicles and traffic, paid parking fees.
Anyone from the council would like to comment on this ordinance that we just read? What this is, as we talked about it last week, this is Park Mobile, who increased their service fees to 10 cents. So we have to amend our ordinance so we have this part of the increase. That's all this is. Anyone else? Anybody from the council would like to comment on this ordinance that was just read?
In public comment.
I'm sorry, the public. If not, I close the public's comments, and I ask for a motion and a second to pass this on second reading, and that the clerk be authorized to advertise it in local legal newspapers as required by law. For a motion and a second. Motion by Paul, second by Katie. Clerk, please take the roll.
Ms. Sericola?
Yes.
Mr. Schatz?
Yes.
Mrs. Sherman?
yes.
We have no introduction of ordinances. Anyone from the council have any unfinished business? Yes.
Yeah, I didn't mention it during my report, but I just wanted to say how lovely the menorah lighting ceremony was with the singers. And, everyone seemed to have a fun time. It was fun to see, our residents celebrating their Jewish heritage, and, even people who aren't Jewish were there, and we all had a great time. And congratulations on the tree lighting in Borough Park. The horse-drawn carriage, was just a home run, and I congratulate you on a beautiful event. I had a wonderful time, and it looked pretty. The entire, walking path from the pool was lit with luminary bags, and it just looked so pretty. They were reflecting on the lake, and you just walked up to the lights of the park. It was really very, very pretty. So thank you for all the work on that. I also wanted to congratulate the Waldeck Lions Club on their successful delivery of Santa around town. They were showing him every street in Waldwick and showing him where all the little children live. It was fun to see a bunch of my neighbors were out on our driveways waving to Santa. It's always a fun time when he's coming down the street. It just brings you back to being a little kid waving to Santa. And then a children's Christmas party was held in this room where the Lions Club provided free gifts for all the children of Waldwick who came here. So I want to thank the Lions Club for their generosity. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other unfinished business? Nope. New business. Anybody from the council have anything, new business?
This is me. I kind of touched on this when I spoke before. The only reason this is under new business was it was on the original agenda, then I pulled it, met with the CFO, and then we added it back on. So that's why it's just under new business. Otherwise, it would have been with all the other resolutions. But this is just for the design and engineering of the Malcolm Street Pump Station rehab project.
I just need a motion in a second.
We have a motion and a second. Motion by Paul, second by Katie. Anyone have a question? If not, clerk, please take the roll.
Ms. Sericola?
Yes.
Mr. Schatz?
Yes.
Mrs. Sherman?
Yes.
Okay, no other new business from the council. Anybody from the public would like to comment, please come to the microphone. Only state your name for our records, please.
Good evening, John DeVoy. Question about, Mr. Sherman mentioned the Bristol had 80 calls for this year. Wasn't one of the agreements, correct me if I'm wrong, but when we approved this way back when, weren't they gonna handle their own ambulance services?
We spoke,
Wasn't that part of the deal?
we pulled the ordinance or the resolution, and I've been in contact with the director of that facility and spoke with Joe about this also, about what's going on. What we're doing is in the new year, we're having a new meeting, because it seems that's a major concern to some residents, that 80 people, this year.
Well, it's just the cost.
Well, we are going to, look into this, and, I spoke also to the administrator about it a little bit, because he just came here. But, we are going to speak with them about it. As I said, I spoke with them, and they didn't get back to me, and then I called again, and they didn't get back to me. And finally, they reached out to me, and they said to me that they'll, talk with us in the new year. They do make donations to the ambulance corps, as I said, so I don't know what that means, but I'll find everything out, and I'll be more than happy to share it with everybody in the new year.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Mayor, would the ambulance corps be invited to that meeting?
No, just me,
Okay,
because the ambulance corps never complains, so
right,
I'll find out what's going on, and then I'll let them know.
right.
Are you leaving or you coming? Oh.
Al Cole, Merry Christmas to all you folks down there.
Thank you.
Hope you have a real great year this year. Your families stay healthy as you can. That's a big help. As usual, I want to congratulate the Public Works Department for doing a fantastic job of cleaning. Every year they do. There's no doubt in my mind that when I wake up in the morning, I hear beep, beep, beep. That road's gonna be so clean that you can eat it off it. You might laugh, but I'm telling you, it is perfectly clean. They do a great job, and I want to commend them. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Theodore's hands up. I'm concerned about what happened with the rollover on 17, because I am concerned that people's vehicles in their garages were robbed, 2 vehicles, according to news report and whatnot. Any advice from our police department or the council for our citizens to be protected? Please, I'd like to hear
We
what
will have
has
this-
to be done so our citizens are protected.
I don't think the citizens are not protected.
I'm
Do
not
you-
saying they are,
Well, then,
aren't. I'm saying that a lot of people say, put your car in the garage, it's locked and whatnot, and thieves are still getting through. So maybe there's something more that has to be done. I've read the newspapers also and listened to the advice that's been given out. And apparently these people were listening to the advice because they had to break into the house to get the keys. Now, does the PD have something to tell us? That's what I'm after. I don't want anybody here in this town getting hurt.
I will reach out to, neither do we.
I'm not saying you do.
We will reach out to the police department. I'll have the administrator reach out to the police department tomorrow. And could you have him make a statement to us? He could send it to me, and then I will send it to Mr. Santo.
Okay, I would request the whole town get it.
We will give it to you first.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Eric Reporter, just one thing about the flat, it's backwards.
Which way?
It should not be folded and let the blue, stars go to the left.
Slow down.
No, it's not supposed to be folded and hung like that.
It could, it could be folded that way. They do it in West Point, and they do it at all the briefings that the president and everyone has. We will look into it, and we'll fix it if we have to. Thank you. Is that all you want to talk about?
Yes.
Good, I'm glad. Anyone else? If not, do I have a motion to go into close? Motion by Katie and second by Paul. Thank you, everyone, and have a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. You and your family.